fans that I'm friends with and be like, "Oh, what happened in the game last night? I went to bed. I missed it."
Okay, here's my policy. Eagles are out of the playoffs. Eagles have a crappy season. And friends that I know that are Dallas fans. And then Dallas loses. I do not mock the Cowboys. I do not go, ha, nice Cowboy loss, another one.
That's fair.
No, my team was crappy. I don't deserve to have any kind of, big mouth about it. Now, when the Birds win the division and the Cowboys are in distress, I love it. I love mocking them. That's different. I think when your team, or if you don't have a dog in the fight, like today, there are some Penn State people that I know that are completely insufferable about Penn State. I'm not going to mock them today, though. Because that was a great game. They played really, really well. And their quarterback made a stupid decision at a critical time, and it lost them the game. Yeah. It's not on James Franklin. They played really well, and they should be damn proud of the way that.
Well, it's ironic. All the friends you guys are talking about, they had just as many catches as the Penn State wide receivers last night.
Wow, we got to go there. Save it for the 9 o'clock hour. But here's the thing.
You know what I mean? I don't believe you mock. I'll tell you this.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
mocking people after a big loss like that,
my brother's a Vikings fan. If they lose a big game, whether it's against the Eagles or not, whether the Eagles had a good year or not, I'm making fun of him.
Okay, it's your brother.
I have a buddy who's a Saints fan. I'm
different.
Talking trash.
Okay, it's a little different with your brother.
No, because they're going to come after me when the Eagles lose, whether their team is good or not. So I'm going to come after them.
Then they're violators of my same rule. Once you're out,
but that's just sports fandom and friendship. You make fun of your friends when their team loses. They make fun of you when your team loses.
See, now
that's the basis for friendship.
I'll tell you this: is don't the day after. No.
Listen, man, you got to wear it if you're going to dish it out, and hopefully we're not doing that for the Eagles this year because hopefully they're heading to New Orleans into a Super Bowl title. But what's that path going to be? I gave you mine. You gave me yours.
And we both had the same path.
We did.
Of that the logical path. Eagles win this weekend. You and I both have the Bucs beating the Commanders. So it'll be Eagles-Bucs next week. And I don't believe that the Vikings or the Rams would go into Detroit and beat them.
No, we do not. Now, sitting in the producer studio today, we have Jaden Daniels' #1 fan. He has said that Jaden Daniels, he has more faith in him in the postseason than Super Bowl champion, future Hall of Famer, Matthew Stafford. That is what Brendan Gunn has said on these airwaves. So I have a feeling his path may be a little different.
My preferred path or my logical path first?
Your logical path.
Logical, I really do think the Commanders are going to go up, upset the Bucs down there in Tampa.
So you do.
And then I think the Vikings.
That means that guarantees, if the Eagles win, that guarantees the Commanders go to Detroit.
Yes. And then I think the Vikings are going to win out in Phoenix, wherever it's being played now. So I think we're getting the Vikings, and then I think we're getting the Lions.
So you think it's going to be they're going to have to do a sweep
of the NFC North.
Wow.
That's tough.
Your expected path is different than ours. Now the question is, would you lose more sleep, Connor, if it's Vikings coming in here next week, or if it's the Bucs?
I'd lose more sleep over the Vikings.
I lose more over the Bucs.
Really?
Yeah, I absolutely lose.
Brian Flores scares me.
If you're not scared by what the Tampa Bay Bucs have done to Jalen Hurts in his career, you're not paying attention.
Yeah, 2 of those without A.J. Brown. We just talked about that record.
And more importantly, you're talking about the fact that I think Baker Mayfield has a 100% chance of being better in a big game than Sam Darnold.
See, I see worlds where Baker Mayfield goes out there and wins a wild card game, can win one playoff game. I can never see Baker Mayfield putting a string together and going on a run.
Well, he had again last year, he had the ball in his hand at Detroit to go beat them.
They almost knocked off the Lions.
Yeah, they're tough. They're going to be tough
after stomping on the Eagles.
Now,
right now,
he's not a Super Bowl winning quarterback, but is he a guy that could play in the NFC Championship game one of these years? I don't think that's crazy to say.
I don't either.
But we'll see. Listen, I would hate to have the all NFC North path. That seems to be incredibly difficult.
Mathematically, that might be the hardest one ever. You're facing the first wild card team ever with 14 wins, and then you'd have to get the Lions, too, who have 15.
You'd play back-to-back 14-win teams, one of those on the road, after playing a Green Bay team that's pretty darn solid themselves. That would be a nightmare.
It would be to me, that's a brutal path, but the Bucs are going to give me so much agita.
Yeah, but let's remember, the Eagles are a 14-win team as well. The Buccaneers can't say that. The Packers can't say that. Only two other teams in your conference can say that, and one of those is a wild card team that could get knocked off on the road this week in Minnesota. So, as tough as the path can be, nobody's looking at the Eagles gearing up to play them. That's the one thing we got to remember through all of this. So, very interesting. We have very similar paths. I mean, the real decider.
People can also, too, can text in just a 3 of what they think and what they want, if they'd like to.
Please do. 610-632-0975 is the phone number to join in on the text line, or the phone line if you'd like to call us as well. I mean, the real point where if this is a locomotive, the real point where the tracks can shift, where they have that little switch where it goes back and forth between two tracks, is whether the Commanders or Buccaneers win in their matchup. We're going to talk a little bit later on in the show about what you're going to be watching this weekend outside of the Eagles-Packers, what the game that intrigues you most. Because the beautiful thing about playoff football is you no longer have to make the decision of big screen, little screen, keep your eye on this scoreboard, that scoreboard. They're all standalone games.
Which is awesome.
So we'll talk about that coming up, too, and maybe that'll show us a little bit of what people's preferred playoff paths are based on who they'll be watching this weekend. Now, I do want to do this quick check-in because we've had a lot of Jalen Hurts talk this week.
Ton of it.
And it's probably crazy to some people if they wake up today and they turn on Kincade and Salciunas and they're like, they haven't really brought up the quarterbacks at all. And this was such a big story. So I want to do just a quick check-in. The reason we're not talking about it a lot is because Jalen Hurts was back to a full participant in practice yesterday. He was good to go. So he is ready for Sunday. No limitations. We'll see about the rust factor, but the concussion, the finger, neither of those are going to keep him out of this game Sunday, as we all on this show expected all week long. Jordan Love, on the other hand, well, he said on Wednesday, yeah, we'll see. I'm hopeful I play in the game on Sunday against the Eagles. He was a full participant at practice for the Green Bay Packers yesterday. He is going to be good to go, at least to be on the field. Now, both of these guys, we'll see what they look like. Neither of them, I should say, are coming in like guns blazing, 100%, no injury whatsoever. We'll see what Jordan Love looks like with the problem with his throwing arm on Sunday, but both guys are going to be good to go.
The whole idea, too, I read a thing yesterday from one of the Green Bay reporters about the nerve sensitivity and the feel and the touch. That's got to affect you.
I mean, it has to.
And in a wind chill in the game, a wind chill of 24 degrees or 23 degrees, it's got to be. That's got to hurt even more.
Yeah,
it's
not even like hurt. Right? What I'd be more worried about, because I had this issue when I used to pitch, so I know it's like kind of just throw stuff like that. I'd be more worried about the numb feeling. When it's cold out and you already don't have the same feeling in your hands, and then you also have the issue of like something going on where you don't feel your arm as well or your hand or fingers as well as you normally do. I'd be more worried about the cold temperatures on Sunday. It's not going to be that cold on Sunday. It's
not going to be. It's not going to be bitter.
40-something, 30s.
No, 40s.
I think the high is 40-something on Sunday.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that much by game time. Remember, it's sunset.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. Like,
I'll give you the sunset on Sunday.
Okay, Weatherman Johnny's got.
No, I mean sunset matters.
I'm sure.
The high temperature is 36 on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
That's what they're saying now. 36, and we're talking about. Let me get it to you here. It'll be by game time temperature is supposed to be right around freezing with a wind chill in the high 20s.
Okay. So, listen, that's
wind
cold.
Chill in the high 20s.
But for a team that plays in Lambeau and another team that plays here in Philly and has played postseason games in the bitter cold before, they'll be able to handle it. I just look at that and I say, okay, both those guys are ready to go. You can't run into this game saying, well, we can count on Jordan Love not being at his best or Jalen Hurts not being at his best. You have to assume that these guys are going to step on the field ready to make a difference for their teams. And that's probably how you would want it if you're rooting for a good playoff matchup between the two. Like, you want to see the quarterbacks at least ready to go. I'd rather see that than I don't want Malik Willis. Like,
I do. No, I would love Malik Willis.
Listen, I know.
I would love. What? Are you kidding me? Did you just say that?
It would
this
help
whole
the Eagles.
City would love Malik Willis.
It would help the Eagles' chances significantly.
Yes, it would be wonderful.
The Eagles would win this game by 40. I want to see them.
That's fine. No, you don't.
I want to see them cut their teeth. I want to see this team dominate Jordan Love and the Packers because I know they're capable.
When you get married and you have a kid someday, you can watch your kid cut its teeth. You don't need to see it Sunday. Let's just Get it out of here.
Whatever we want to see, it will be Jordan Love on Sunday taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. He is ready and available for the game. So, speaking of the other things that you're going to be watching, we're going to do that coming up. I didn't realize we had that coming up next. But what's the number one game that you're going to be watching outside of Eagles-Packers this weekend? Is it Eagles-related? Is it entertainment-related? Is it college or professional? Because we got another big college game tomorrow night. You can go anywhere with this one, but I'm interested in what John and Brendan have to say, so we'll have that conversation coming up next in a huge football weekend. It's obviously highlighted by Birds-Packers. I'm Connor Thomas in for Andrew Salciunas. John Kincade to my left, Brendan Gunn on the board. We're back from more Kincade and Salciunas after this here.
Hey guys, Andrew Salciunas from Kincade and Salciunas. Thank you for checking out all of our stuff on YouTube. Make sure you click, like, subscribe on everything that you see. And of course, you can see everything from our YouTube feed, full shows, interviews, when John's being an idiot, which is like 15 times a day. So make sure you check out all of our stuff on YouTube. We appreciate it.